Batting second, playing center field, number 1, Justin Machioli. Batting third, playing right field, number 14, Christian Herrera. Batting fourth, first baseman, number 32, Mark Nicazi. Batting fifth, designated hitter, number 13, Carlos Guzman. Batting sixth, catcher, number 4, Juan Gonzalez. Batting seventh, second baseman, number 15, Justin Brown. Batting eighth, third baseman, number 2, Scott Kelly. Batting ninth, playing left field, number 91, Aaron Emerson. Starting pitcher for the Patriots is number 5, David Kubiak. Manager for Somerset, number 29, Brett Jody. And now, here's your starting lineup for your Sugar Skeeters. Leading on the play right field, number 5, Joe Benson. Batting second, playing center field, number 11, Cole Gillespie. Batting third, shortstop, number 21, Anthony Giancinti. Batting fourth, playing first base, number 16, Travis Scott. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 9, Alfredo Rodriguez. Batting sixth, playing third base, number 15, 5 pounds. Batting seventh, doing catches, number 3, Howard Cordero. Batting eighth, left fielder, number 6, Derek Miller. Batting ninth, playing center base, number 18, Tiki Don. And your man on the mound, starting pitcher number 23, Mitch Talbot. And the manager of your Sugar Skeeters, Rick Gay. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask you to turn your attention to the Texas Science Video Award for a very special pregame video.
Skeeters and Somerset, we are a couple that we are always happy and that we are really inspired. I think that is all thanks to the best
Mi nombre es Cristina Rodríguez y juntos tomamos el taller de Skeeters de base. Fuimos tomar el taller de Skeeters porque era una manera de poder reforzar nuestros que ya están en matrimonio y el hecho de tener pocos años de casados nos da la oportunidad de que no perdamos la chispa con la que inician los matrimonios.
I took the Alaska Father Class 5. Before taking the Alaska Father program, I was afraid. I grew up without a male figure in my life. Therefore, I was doubting myself on how was I going to be able to father. I didn't have one at the time. And I really enjoyed taking that program. I see myself in the near future teaching it myself.
Lo que más ha aprendido en el programa de parenting, del
Welcome to Sugar Land, Texas. We're live at Constellation Field, home of your Atlantic League champion Sugar Land Skeeters, who come in with a second half record of 8-11. They are 38-51 overall. They will take on the Liberty Division first half champ Somerset Patriots. They are 11-8 in the second half. They are 53-36 overall. Skeeters will send out their right-hander, former big leaguer Mitch Talbot, who has been terrific in his last few starts. He is 4-2 with a 4.68 ERA coming off his best start of the season. He will take on David Kubiak. The right-hander is 4-7 with a 3.65 ERA. Skeeters come in third in the Freedom Division, 4.5 games behind the front-running Barnstormers. Somerset, the first half Liberty Division champs, are leading in the second half. They are half a game in front of the Bridgeport Bluefish. Today is game number 90, home game number 44. You can hear all home and road 140 games here on 1560 AM. Hi, I'm Ira Liebman, joined again by Andy Humphrey, Nathan Werner back in the studio. And Andy, Skeeters, a little bit of an up and down road trip. Could have finished the road trip over 500 if they had won yesterday. Kind of a crazy game. But you come back 3-4, you come home. Patriots are always tough, and in the Skeeters franchise history, they have not played this team well. And when you come in and you're kind of at the point of the year where you're up and down and you're taking on a first half champ, but what is the mindset going into this series, especially 6 games?
Taking it one game at a time, I would say, and you know that you had your chances on this road trip, and it would have been a little bit different if maybe 1 or 2 plays go your way in some of the losses that the Skeeters had. There were not very many big losses that they had on that road trip. So I think if you're the Skeeters, you try and mix things up a bit, but for the most part, your offense did very well last night, at least in the first 3 innings. However, they did go quiet in that last part of that final game of the road trip over in Long Island. But the Skeeters have been able to put together some pretty nice nights for their starters, and I think they definitely have a shot to do well against Somerset because they hit very well against this Patriots team. When they last saw them up in Somerset, they put up a total of 23 runs over 3 games, so the offense should get their due tonight.
Let's talk about yesterday's game in 2 different respects. First, the Skeeters, that was really the first start that the Skeeters were without Michael Nix, and it showed yesterday. That was his turn in the rotation. You're forced to bring Dustin Richardson in, who had only pitched 2 innings once the whole season, and he got lit up a little bit yesterday. And that was the tough part about not having Nix too, that the Skeeters had a 3-0 lead before Richardson came to the mound. They got him a 7-3 lead, and they just couldn't hold either, and you saw that really Nix effect throughout, not having him as a starter. Of course, he gives you a great start just about every time out, and then you have to blow through your bullpen a little bit on top of it, so kind of had a 2-pronged effect. The Skeeters were struggling for hitting, and they got it yesterday, but they couldn't convert it, unfortunately.
Yeah, and it's a big hole that the Skeeters are going to have to figure out in their rotation with Michael Nix departing this team now, and guys have to step up. I mean, Sean Gleason probably has to get into the starter mentality a little bit more. He's been working out of the bullpen for the last few weeks, has made some starts this year, but probably needs to get back into the groove of being a starter for the rest of the way out for the Skeeters, or maybe you have to bring somebody in. Who knows? Either way, the Skeeters will have to solve that issue because it is a big one. When you lose such a big ace like Michael Nix, and then all of a sudden you have to try and fill that last spot in the rotation, you can get set back quite a bit.
And when you look at Nix, who hopefully we'll actually have him on the broadcast here before he goes overseas to play the rest of the season, but you know better than anybody, because you do the numbers every day, the bullpen has not been good, and it's a 2-pronged effect. The Skeeters have not gotten enough starting, so the bullpen is being exhausted more, and there's not a good bullpen record either. But some good news, the Skeeters got back Felipe Paulino. It'd be interesting to see if he goes back to the closer role, which he was very good at the beginning of the year, or missing, you can make a pretty good argument, 2 starters. Maybe he will go into the starting rotation, which he has also done.
Well, he still has a share of the saves lead, even though that he was gone for such that time. The Skeeters really haven't had a defined closer all season long. Felipe Paulino was the one that had that spot in the early going, had a few struggles throughout the year, but then started to put it back together, and then got signed to the Mexican League. But now he's back and trying to help this team get some more stability in that bullpen, because that's really what they're searching. A lot of guys have had some inconsistency in some of their outings. There have been guys like Andrew Johnston, Trey Haley, who have very electric stuff, but they just have been a bit more inconsistent this year than we expected them to be. So it does have to kind of change the way that this team approaches the later innings, and hopefully, bolstering that with Felipe Paulino can help the cause.
Let's talk about another start quickly as the Skeeters take the field here. Mitch Talbot has been getting better and better, the former big leaguer. One of the best starts in Skeeters history last time out.
Certainly was, and I think he's going to find some more success here too. This Somerset Patriots squad is a little bit depleted. We'll see how he can relay that success that he had from the last start to this one.
Last time out, 8 innings, just 2 hits, no runs, 10 Ks and a walk, 105 pitches. Well, the national anthem is ready to get underway, so we will duck out when we come back. The starting lineups and the first pitch. It is time to play ball. We return right here to Constellation Field in just a moment. Welcome back to Constellation Field. I Relieven along with Andy Humphrey. Time to take a look at the starting lineup of the Somerset Patriots, brought to you by MemberSource Credit Union. Whether it's a Skeeters checking account, an auto loan, or a home loan, be sure to check out MemberSource's complete lineup at membersourcecu.org. Leading off is the shortstop, Alfredo Rodriguez. All-star Justin Pacioli will be in center, batting second. In the 3-hole, it's right fielder Christian Marrero, the cleanup hitter, and first baseman Mark Minicuzzi. It is the left-handed hitting Carlos Guzman, the DH, batting fifth. Catcher and all-star Jovan Gonzalez bats sixth. Justin Trapp batting seventh. He'll be at second. Scott Kelly is at third, batting eighth, and batting ninth, all-star left fielder Aaron Eggleston.
Skeeters line up like this defensively from left to right in the outfield. Derek Miller, Cole Gillespie, and Joe Benson. Left side of the infield, Brian Pounce at third, Anthony Jansanti at shortstop. Right side, Travis Scott at first base, Nicky Thon at second. Behind the plate is Albert Cordero. He'll be catching the righty on the mound, Mitch Talbot.
Well, Talbot comes in 4-2, 4.68 ERA. This will be his 12th appearance. It'll be his 10th start. Mentioned that last start in the pregame show. 8 shutout innings of 2-hit baseball, 10 strikeouts and a walk. And it was the second time in 3 starts that he was over 100 pitches, 105 pitches, 66 for strikes. For the former big leaguer, he is 33, 6'1", 180 from Cedar City, Utah. And a former Astros pick in the second round in 2002. First pitch of the ball game is a little bit outside, ball 1-0, and we are underway. Game 1 of a 6-game homestand, also game 1 of a 6-game series here against the Patriots. The 1-0, this one is a little bit low, and I was really surprised. Andy talked to Talbot after that great performance last time out, and he said later in the game, not till the 6th inning, did he get his curve working, and usually if you're out your curve by the 6th, it's gone for the day, but he said it actually started in the 6th, and that really got him through the 8th inning. So really his stuff was just electric last time out.
Interesting how that works out. You really didn't have your breaking pitch going for the first 5 innings. Usually that helps you get through the first few. Then he changed it up against the lineup the 3rd or 4th time around.
2 balls and 2 strikes account here to Rodriguez, who fouled out last pitch off down the right side. Alfredo, 243, no home runs in 19 RBIs. Mitch, 10 seasons, 68.57, a 3.80 ERA in the minors. The 2-2 swung and fouled off to the right side again. And he is the youngest of 6 siblings. Talbot graduated from Canyon View High School in Cedar City, Utah. Was a member of the Salt Lake Tribune All-Star, second team during his senior year. Again, the 2-2 here by the right-hander. He'll kick, fire, and this one low it in near the feet of Rodriguez, who runs the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count. Rodriguez in a bit of a slump, 3 for his last 20, a 150 mark over his last 5 ball games. Talbot's payoff pitch to the right-hander hitting shortstop. This one is swung and slow grounder to the left side. Pounds will hurry, fire, and plenty of time. Gets Rodriguez. Great play by the Skeeters' third baseman. 1 out, none on for all-star center fielder Justin Pacioli. Pacioli comes in at .311. No home runs, but 23 RBIs. Pretty good run production without a single long ball. Pacioli will step in here. Pacioli on fire last 3 games. He is 8 for 14, hitting .571 for the former 10th round pick of the Padres in 2015. Why is he waiting to step in the box? Quick look down at his third base coach. Open stance, a little bit of a crouch from the right side. They'll set up outside. This one is a strike on the outside corner. It is Avance night here at the ballpark. Skeeters in red today, of course, because of Avance. Usually wear the Skeeters blue. A little bit of blue trim. The 0-1 here from Talbot. This one is a fastball, misses just a little bit low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, top of the first. No score here. Skeeters lost yesterday after leading 3-0 and 7-3. Lost 9-8. This one misses inside. 2 balls and a strike here to Pacioli. Pacioli in his senior year at Lehigh, 342, 31 stolen bases in just 53 games. The 2-1. This one a strike on the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sun already near the shortstop and second base position, so Talbot gets to start the game in the shade, as is his battery mate Albert Cordero. The 2-2. Swan and a slow roller again to Pounds. Doesn't have to move this time. Toss across in plenty of time, and quickly 2-5-3 putouts. 2 down, none off at the left-handed hitting right fielder Christian Marrero.
Well, Talbot will take that soft contact all day, as Patriots still have to figure out how they can square up these pitches from Talbot.
Marrero comes in at .330, 3 home runs and 21 RBIs, and he had enough at bats to certainly qualify amongst the top 5, but he's only played in 25 ball games. Well, in steps Marrero. Open stance from the left side against former big leaguer for the Skeeters, Mitch Talbot. First pitch way inside. 1 ball and no strikes to count here. Talbot big league numbers 12 and 19 with a .529 ERA in 43 career big league games. 41 of them starts. They set up inside the 1-0. Just want to strike on the inside corner. Marrero kind of jumping out of the way, but stands a little close to the plate. So it's not as close as it appeared to be. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Talbot looks in for the side from Cordero. We'll go outside this time, and the 1-1 swung and a miss, 1 and 2. How important is to get out in front of a lead here against Somerset? Somerset's built a little differently. They lost a lot of their hitting, so they are an average hitting team, maybe even below average, but great starting pitching and certainly great defense really keeps them in ball games. The 1-2. This one inside 2 and 2.
Yeah, it definitely has a different look from how they were in the first half when they absolutely dominated for the Atlantic League, and they lost guys like Jerry Sands and other guys in that lineup.
This one is swung and missed, strike 3. So Talbot picking up where he left off last start. 3 up, 3 down, 2 ground ball outs and a strikeout. Somerset goes quietly here in the top of the first. They do not score. Skeeters coming to bat for the first time when we return.
As we pass the booth, the fans tonight, those proceeds from this passing booth will go towards advancing their vision to provide school children in need of
Time to take a look at the starting lineup for your Sugarland Skeeters, brought to you by MemberSource Credit Union. Whether it's a Skeeters checking account, an auto loan, or a home loan, be sure to check out MemberSource's complete lineup at membersourcecu.org. Leading off right fielder Joe Benson, batting second is center fielder Cole Gillespie. It is the shortstop Anthony Jansanti batting third, cleanup hitter and first baseman Travis Scott. Alfredo Rodriguez to the DH batting fifth, Brian Pounds at third, bat sixth. Catcher Albert Cordero batting seventh, Derek Miller in left bats eighth, and batting ninth, second baseman Dickie Thon. First pitch to Benson was a ball. This one misses a little bit low and away as well. 2 balls and no strikes here on Benson. Joe comes in 244 home runs and 22 RBIs and clubs this one down the left field line. That one will leave the yard, or is that off the top? And that's going to be, let's see how they call that one. It looked like it went over the top. And it looks like I thought it was a home run. And now
Goro says it was a home run.
There it goes. Umpire. So Benson, who stopped at second, will now round third and come home. And Joe Benson with the leadoff home run here as the Skeeters take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first on Joe Benson's 5th home run of the year.
Well, it took a while for him to notice it, but man, he has definitely been driving the baseball so well. Had a home run on the road trip. He has definitely found the power stroke lately. The defense was not needed there for the Somerset Patriots, but let's give it to you anyway. From left to right in the outfield, Aaron Eccleston, Justin Pacioli, Christian Marrero. Left side of the infield, Scott Kelly at third, Alfredo Rodriguez at short. Right side, Mark Minikasi at first, Justin Trapp at second. Behind the plate is Jovan Gonzalez for the righty Dave Kubiak.
1-0 Skeeters, nobody out. Cole Gillespie takes the first pitch for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Cole comes in at 238, 2 home runs and 11 RBIs. Familiar name in the Houston area, Kubiak, no relation. Dave Kubiak is 4-7, 365 ERA, his 17th appearance, his 14th start, as this one is low 2-0. In 83 2/3, he has struck out an impressive 85, walked 26, and allowed just 65 hits, and the numbers almost don't match up there, and he those are very good numbers, and just not getting a ton of support, I'm supposing, here.
That seems to be the case, as there are a few guys like that, and certainly kind of like the Skeeters added Michael Nixon, especially at the start of the season. He wasn't getting the run support.
This one hit hard in the air to left center field, but tracking it down, reaching up his center fielder Justin Pacioli, almost came up a little too short on that one. He was there in plenty of time. It was higher than he thought. Line drive is out number 1. So 1 out, none on, 1 in. Skeeters leading 1-0 on the leadoff home run by Joe Benson. That'll bring in Anthony Jansanti. Jansanti, 285, 4 home runs, 31 RBIs. Get to know Dave Kubiak a little further. The right-hander is 37 years old. He is 6'7" out there. He's not looked that tall, but at his Jake Hale size, 230 from Fairfield, California. First pitch is hit off to the right side. And Cozy looks like he has room near the Skeeters dugout. Reaches into the first row and brings it in. Or out number 2. Nice play by Minikasi. Stayed with it. The wind's swirling here at Constellation Field, blowing in now from right center. So 2 outs, 1-0 Skeeters. The cleanup hitter Travis Scott will step in. 238, 2 home runs, 11 RBIs. Well, Kubiak selected in the 36th round by Tampa in 2011 from the University of Albany, upstate New York, SUNY Albany. Goes into a very big windup with a 6'7" right-hander. Usually steps to his left quite a bit before coming home. There's the Sox high on the mound. There's a big stride to his left before he goes back and comes through. 1 ball and 1 strike here on Travis Scott. These colors are throwing me off, Andy. Almost these seem like Patriot colors.
Yeah, seems like inter-squad game.
And I don't mean Patriot as in patriotic. I mean as in Somerset Patriots, very similar to their home unis. Just want a ground ball right in front of the plate. Gonzalez, the catcher, will throw it down to first. 2-3 on the put out. That'll do it. Leadoff home run by Joe Benson, his 5th of the year. Skeeters go 3 up, 3 down right after, but through 1 inning of play, it is your Sugarland Skeeters up 1-0 over the Somerset Patriots. Skeeters leading 1-0 on a Joe Benson home run as we go to the top of the second. Somerset won 1-2-3 in the first. They will bat the meat of the order 4, 5, and 6 here in the bottom of the second. Mark Minikazi, Carlos Guzman, and Jovan Gonzalez. Guzman and Gonzalez both 2017 All-Stars. One of 8 Patriots who made the All-Star team this year. That's quite a bit, although some of them are not around anymore. First pitch here, a strike to Minikazi, 268. 2 home runs and 14 RBIs to the right-handed hitting first baseman. Talbot, a pretty good pace to him. This one is grounded foul to the left of home. 0-2 at that time out. Really a terrific pace. Minikazi went to East Carolina University. As a sophomore, he hit .342 at 10 home runs and 50 RBIs in just 64 games, and eventually was a 17th round pick in 2005 out of East Carolina. The Giants. And I always talk about, Andy, guys not holding out. I talk about this, I think, a little more in the NFL. Get into camp, get ready, get your career going. Well, Minikazi, one of those guys who did it in baseball, and he signed the week that he was drafted. So he wanted to get in, get his pro career started. I really think that's the right way to do it.
Yeah, you obviously have worked towards that so long, and being in college and being through it for a few years and having such a great season, you don't want to break that up, so you try and sign as quickly as possible.
Swan hit down the right field line. Long run for Benson in the corner. Reaches up and hauls it in. Benson, through the first 2 innings, do it both offensively and defensively. The home run to give the Skeeters the 1-0 lead they hold, and then tracks the ball down in right field. I thought that was going to go further right into the corner, Andy.
Yeah, I thought so too, and it was also tough for Benson because there's still some slivers of sunshine over there, so he's looking straight into a setting sun while he's trying to look for that baseball. Good play.
And to catch up on that line drive going from sun to shade on top of that. Now 4 in a row retired by Talbot to start this one as the left-hand hitting DH Carlos Guzman steps in. Carlos, 253, 3 home runs, 40 RBIs. He was an all-star this year for the Patriots and plays in New Jersey for the Patriots, also a native New Jerseyan.
Is that correct?
I don't think so. It's really sounded good, though. I think you're in New Jersey.
You would know more than I do.
Well, you're a New Yorker, you're not a New Jerseyer. I don't know what the exact term is, actually, when I think about it. The 1-1. This one way inside as Guzman ducks back the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Me and you were going to talk about the big game today in the Atlantic League, the game between the Barnstars and the Blue Crabs, which would decide the first half championship still, but that game looks like it's going to be rained out as this one is hit to the right side. Nice play by Dickie Thon to his left from one knee. Throws out Guzman. That's now 5 straight retired by Talbot.
Good play sliding to his left by Dickie Thon there. And man, what do they have to do to get that last game of the first half in? It's been rained out twice now.
Seems like it's cursed, and you wonder how they'll handle it because we talked about it before. You know, you don't want to make it a doubleheader because it almost takes the mystique away from that game, because does it become game 1? Does it become game 2? You bring up a good point. Whoever wins, if it's game 1, you can't even celebrate because you still have game 2 to play. And, you know, then you have a 9-inning game probably for game 1 to decide it, and then maybe a 7-inning game, which would be the regular game that you would normally play. So kind of a bizarre scenario. You almost want to postpone that doubleheader until you can get the first half game over with.
Yeah, it's going to be really weird how they do that. And that's the last time that they'll be playing in Southern Maryland between that season series between those 2 teams. So maybe someone has to forfeit a home game in the second half.
Or maybe you play one solo game tomorrow, then back-to-back doubleheader days, which would really be brutal. The 1-1 here to Gonzalez. This one, a slow roller to short. And Santi has it behind second, throws to first, and another great start here for Talbot. Second straight 1-2-3 inning. He's retired the first 6 he has faced. Middle of the second, Skeeters still leading 1-0.
right, thanks a lot, Chester. Remember, page 4 Kids Virtual Dealership homes a wide variety of used cars, incentives, service specials on Kia parts and savings. 4 Kia pride themselves to be the most reliable, trustworthy Kia dealership around. See more at 4bkia.com.
Some fitting Jersey music on Jovi, Mr. New Jersey, as the Skeeters play the Jersey and Somerset Patriots here. The Skeeters will try to add to their 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second by sending up Alfredo Rodriguez, Brian Pounds, and Albert Cordero. First pitch by Kubiak, a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Rodriguez, the hottest member of the Skeeters right now, up to 342 now, with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. And do you think it's any coincidence that Gary Getty is DHing Rodriguez a lot more, and because he's not catching as much, he's a lot more fresher and really the hottest member of the Skeeters right now?
Well, he has to be in the lineup some way, somehow, the way that he has been hitting, and if you're going to have to put him in the DH, that is fine by Gary Gaetti.
Going as a bullet right through the shortstop Rodriguez, and one Rodriguez to another, and there's out number 1. The 1-out nut on Brian Pounds, also seeing the ball very, very well right now. In fact, he had a home run and 4 RBIs yesterday. Pounds now 216, 9 home runs and 29 RBIs for Brian. Houston native, wearing his old familiar red as a former Cougar. And then steps Pounds, open stance from the right side against the right-hander Kubiak. This pitch is a little bit inside, 1 ball and no strikes here to Pounds. Kubiak working very quickly here. Quickly winds and delivers the 1-0. Swung and a miss. Good off-speed pitch there. Had Pounds way out in front. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1-0 Skeeters here in the bottom of the second. Shadows now all the way across the infield and right field. The only ones in the sun. Left fielder Aaron Eggleston and center fielder Justin Pacioli. The 1-1. Swung and missed. Again, Pounds out in front of an off-speed pitch, 1-2. Looks like Kubiak's changeup pretty good there. Pounds wants to break up the rhythm of Kubiak, steps out here. Blatantly violating the piece of play rules here in the Atlantic League.
How dare he?
This one swung and missed. Those were 3 consecutive great off-speed pitches. That one dropped off the table into the dirt as Pounds swings and misses for strike 3. That's the first strikeout for Kubiak. So 2 outs, a nut on for the switch-hitting catcher for Sugarland. That's Albert Cordero. Will bat here from the left side against the right-hander. Cordero 245, 3 home runs and 21 RBIs. And Cordero needs to get it rolling here a little bit. Last 9 games just hitting 214, going 6 for 28 during that time. I'll set up away here, and the first pitch is high and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Cordero does something impressive when he's behind the plate catching. He will step to his left so the batter can hear him move, and then he'll go back inside and sometimes do it the other way around. This one to the right side, backhanded by Menikazi, the first baseman, near the second base side, and feeds it to the covering Kubiak for a 1-2-3 inning. 3-1 on the putout, a line out, a strikeout, and a ground out. We are through 2, and the Skeeters are still in front. 1-0 here of the Patriots.
Spanish word for advance or progress, has been helping low-income families break cycles of poverty since its founding in San Antonio, Texas in 1973. Avance expanded to Houston in 1988, offering its signature and nationally recognized parent-child education program, which is based on the premise that parents are the first teacher and home is the first classroom. Through informative workshops with creative curriculum sessions, this program prepares parents to help their children
We move to the top of the third inning. Mitch Talbot has been perfect through the first two. And we will face the bottom of the order here, 7, 8, and 9 here. Justin Trapp, Scott Kelly, and Aaron Eggleston. Skeeters will have fireworks after tonight's game, so if you're listening around the Sugar Land area or you're in the ballpark, stick around for some post-game fireworks. Skeeters, some early fireworks here. A home run by Joe Benson, the first at bat of the game for the Skeeters. They lead 1-0 as we go to the top of the third. Skeeters right-hander, former big leaguer Mitch Talbot back to work. Justin Trapp will step in, 143, no home runs, 2 RBIs. Just waiting to use a Star Wars reference or Family Guy. It's a trap. Although if he grabs the ball in the dirt, it'll be a Justin Trapp trap, but wait until we come to that point. First pitch is low and away by Talbot, 1 ball and no strikes to count.
A line drive into the dirt.
Just saying, could be handy. The 1-0. There's one, a bullet right to third baseman Brian Pounds. Been spectacular down there. Pounds grabs the bullet. Route number 1, 7 straight retired by Talbot. That's why a no-hitter needs some luck. You need stuff like that.
You mentioned Star Wars. That was a laser beam off the bat of Justin Trapp, and Brian Pounds has been even to the task for each one of these plays. He's been the busiest infielder so far, if you take out Travis Scott, of course, catching some of these ground balls. But really nice job by Pounds. And he had a tough start to the season defensively, but he's starting to turn it around and show how good of a defender he can be.
The force is truly with him. This one is a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike to count here to Scott Kelly. Kelly made this team a couple of years ago in a tryout, but look at his .254 average, a home run, 26 RBIs. You say, well, you know, he's an okay player, but he's a little more than okay. He has 23 steals on the season and really terrific defensively. You can play him almost anywhere on the infield as well. Third, short, second. No balls and 2 strikes here to Kelly. Talbot winds and delivers the 0-2. And this one swung, a missed strike 3. And Talbot once again on his game. Second K of the day, and there is 2 away, and now 8 straight retired by Talbot to start this one.
I think it's safe to say that Talbot's breaking ball has been working a little bit earlier than his last start, and that's good news for Talbot because the way that he pitched in the last game, you got to think that if he has his breaking ball working, he can be just as effective as he was a start ago.
Lynn Sips, the left-hander hitting all-star. Aaron Eggleston, first pitch to Eggleston, a strike, 0-1. 259 for Aaron. 1 home run and 28 RBIs. A bit of a slide, just 2 for his last 19, a 105 mark. And he's very un-Eggleston-like, a really terrific player. Pops this one up. Shallow left field. Coming in is Derek Miller to his right. And he'll bring it down for out number 3. Third straight 1-2-3 inning for Talbot. And that'll do it here in the third for the Patriots. Middle of the third, you're still leading 1-0. Bottom of the third, Skeeters will try to add to their 1-0 lead as they send up Derek Miller to start. The first pitch to Derek, a strike on the outside corner. Miller will be followed by the number 9 hitter Dickie Thon, then back to the top of the order with Joe Benson, who is the difference in this game with a leadoff home run. Miller 208, 5 home runs, 28 RBIs. This one shot foul. That one in and out of the Patriots dugout. No balls and 2 strikes to count here to Derek Miller. Miller just 1 for his last 20 over his last 7 games. He's having good at bats still, just not really clicking, but having good at bats generally. Going to come through here sooner or later. A little squibber in front of the mound. Kubiak throws it to the inside portion of the bag as Nakazi had to reach inside and then pull it back to get Miller. That is now 7 straight retired after the leadoff home run by Joe Benson. 1-3 on the putout. Dickie Thon still looking for his first hit. 0 for 7 to start. Another righty-righty matchup for Kubiak. Pretty good pitching duel outside of the leadoff home run by Benson. It has been Talbot, has retired 9 in a row. And now it is 7 in a row retired here by Kubiak, and that 8 in a row as this one is skied to center fielder Justin Pacioli, and there's 2 down. 2 outs, none on. Back to the top of the order with Joe Benson. His 5th home run of the year gave the Skeeters a 1-0 lead. That's where we stand here in the bottom of the third. 23 RBIs for Benson as well, and he came in red hot as it was, 328 over his last 16 games, 22 for 67 coming in. Now doing it really all around. 8 multi-hit games, 13 runs scored, 9 RBIs. This one chopped to third, a line drive to third, and that'll do it. 9 in a row retired by Kubiak as well as this duel continues. But a third of the way through, Skeeters still leading 1-0 over Somerset.
Any Sunday home game. Make this your local agent. You can become a member of Texas Farm Bureau. All right. Top of this cam. Brought to you by Great American Cookie and Marble Slab Creamery. And all you got to do is you see something on the Texas Science Video Board. Just snuggle up next to your special someone. And you know what to do. Like this couple right here. Well done. Great American Cookie and Marble Slab Creamery, proud to serve the Skeeters fans right here at Constellation Field. Grab a tasty treat. Located right behind the restaurants in the main concourse. Grab one for tonight's game. Fans, this worship game is brought to you by Click or Ticket. The Texas Department of Transportation would like to remind you to buckle those seatbelts at all times. Buckling up not only saves lives, but it does protect motorists from expensive citations. Visit TexasClearTicket.com for more information, safety tips, and your favorites.
Well, Mitch Talbot back to work. Back to last start, 11 consecutive scoreless innings. But nice to be home and have my broadcast partner, Andy Humphrey, to take you through the next few. Andy, it's all yours.
Thanks, Ira. The top of the order, 2 up for the Somerset Patriots. Alfredo Rodriguez, Justin Pacioli, Christian Marrero do the plate. So far, 9 up, 9 down for Talbot. Rodriguez grounded out his first time to the third baseman, Pounds. Righty against a righty as Talbot lines and deals the first pitch. And it's a breaking ball, I think missed low, and it's 1-0. Talbot with a 17-pitch first inning. The first 3 batters kind of dug into his pitch count a little bit with 17, facing just 3 batters as he deals high to make it 2-0. But then an 11-pitch second and a 7-pitch third. So he had 35 pitches through the first 3 innings of work. That's a 2-0 count on Rodriguez. Here is the pitch. and it is chopped foul off the leg of the Somerset shortstop, and it's 2-1.
Is it fair to call him A-Rod?
I think that's taken, but I'm going to go back and check to see if anyone's taken that nickname.
I'm not
because
sure.
It sounds familiar.
It does sound familiar.
It should sound familiar to you of all people.
Ranger fans.
That as well. 2-1. That fastball missed away. 3 balls and 1 strike to Rodriguez with Justin Pacioli on deck. 1-0 Skeeters. So far, the only base runner in this game has been Joe Benson with his leadoff home run. And that one's hit on the ground hard, but foul down the third base line. And that fills up the count at 3-2.
Alfredo Rodriguez spent the last 2 years in the Frontier League for Joliet. I swear they were the Jammers at one time, but they're the Slammers.
The Slammers.
Have they always been the Slammers?
As far as I know.
I swear they used to be the Joliet Jammers.
Jammers, slammers, what have you. Breaking ball hit in the air to shallow left center field. Racing over is Gillespie, and he catches that in stride for the first out. The center fielder tracks that one down in left center. 1 out, base is empty for Justin Pacioli. Center fielder for the Patriots is 0 for 1 with a ground out to third. 1-0 Skeeters in the top of the 4th inning. Back home after a 3-4 road trip in York and Long Island. First pitch on the outside corner from Talbot, and it's 0-1. Pacioli came in pretty hot hitter, 311, 412 on base percentage. The 0-1 is a called strike on the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes to Pacioli. He's not a big power hitter, and there aren't very many power hitters left in the Somerset Patriots lineup anymore. They used to have quite a few. Talbot with an 0-2. He misses away, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Somerset has the best team on base percentage in the Atlantic League at .357, but they have the worst slugging percentage at .376. 1-2 swung on and missed on a low fastball there, and Talbot records strikeout number 3, 2 away in the 4th.
There's a lot of singles in that lineup.
That's a lot of basically doing whatever you can to get on base.
It's kind of
and
a
not really sort of a small
station
ball.
team,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So you're not really relying on the long ball as much, but so far it's worked for the Patriots. Already clinched a playoff spot, and I'm trying to keep that going in the second half. Here's Christian Marrero, right fielder for the Patriots, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Left-handed batter against the right-handed pitcher Talbot. First pitch inside at the belt. And it's 1-0.
This is a Florida boy. It's a Broward College. Same school as Mike Fiers of the Astros.
There you go. 1-0 is in the dirt. 2-0 now to Marrero, who joined this team last month and has kind of filled that power hitter role a bit. He does have 3 home runs and 21 RBIs with the team. He takes a pitch up high on a check swing there, and it's quickly 3-0 to Marrero.
Despite never being drafted, he spent time in the White Sox, Braves, Pirates, and Philadelphia organization.
Outside, ball 4. So Talbot allows his first base runner with a 2-out walk in the 4th inning to Christian Marrero. Skeeters up 1-0 in this top of the 4th. Patriots first baseman Mark Minikazi stands in. A fly out to right field his first time up. He's 0 for 1.
You'll appreciate this. His first year in pro baseball out of East Carolina in 2005. He hit .321 at Salem Kaiser.
There you go. The Volcanoes. First pitch a called strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
A really interesting story on him. I'm trying to get through it in this at bat. If not, we'll talk about it more in his next at bat. Really a story that Disney might option for a script or be another movie company.
Talbot from the set deals the 0-1. It's up high, 1 ball and 1 strike.
It'll be a pretty awesome story. So Mark's career ended with the Giants after 4 major surgeries, and was kicking around a few different independent teams, and then he saw the Giants AA Richmond team and was not playing not far from there in Reading, and he bought a ticket, got the attention of manager Dave McChemmer.
Gets one on the ground to shortstop. Jansanti flips to his second baseman, Thon. They'll force out the runner, Marrero, to end the inning. Hopefully we'll get to that story in the bottom half of the fourth. No runs, no hits, no errors. One man left for the Patriots. In the top of the fourth, the Skeeters take a 1-0 lead to the bottom half after this.
Check out TKFactory.com for all of your TK and custom cake needs. Speaking of birthdays, we're on tap in the dugout with my friend Jessica and someone celebrating a special birthday. Jessica, take it away.
Thank you, yes. I'm down here with Leo. He's about to be celebrating his 8th birthday. Let's make some noise for Leo. Awesome. All right. Well, we're going to sing Leo happy birthday, but I need your help. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you.
High school teachers and families, hello to you guys. Also, boy band and quarterback dog, the Scout Pack 133, American Construction Company, Company, American Business Machines. Welcome to Constellation Field. Hope everybody's having a great week tonight.
One 0 Skeeters as we enter the bottom of the fourth. Cole Gillespie will lead it off, the center fielder for Sugar Land. 0 for 1 with a fly out to center, up against Dave Kubiak. Well, Talbot had a first 3 innings that were pretty efficient with 35 pitches, but Kubiak bested it with 25 in his first 3 innings of work as he deals one to Gillespie, and it's fouled into the screen for strike one. Anyway, we can get back to the Mark Minikazi story after he grounded out to end last inning.
We certainly can.
There we go.
I'm going to do it during this at bat. Perfect time with timeout here.
Thank you, Cole, calling time.
So he goes to a Giants AA Richmond game and playing far from his home in Reading, buys a ticket. Dave McChemmer, the manager, gets his attention. He hands him his Indy stats, and Mac invites him to take early batting practice the next day. Well, after just 2 swings, he and hitting coach Ken Joyce stared bug-eyed at each other. They convinced the Giants to give Minikazi a contract, and a few weeks later, he was a Richmond's best hitter, was named the recipient of the Harry S. Jordan Award in a vote between teammates and coaches. It's actually a former minor league athletic trainer, the award given every year in recognition of the player in his first big league camp, whose performance and dedication in spring training best exemplifies the San Francisco Giants spirit. Pretty good story there.
Yeah, very nice. So if he does make the big leagues like his brother Christopher and his cousin Devin, that would be some journey.
Complete story for the movie.
Gillespie calls time.
In fact, I hear Rick Ankiel, they just did a book on him, and I hear they're going to make a movie out of that. That could be a really interesting story.
Oh, yeah. The way that he was out of baseball and switched positions from, what was it, hitter to pitcher? Or it was pitcher to
hitter after that blow up at 20 years old in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Throwing balls over the head, just couldn't find the strike zone anymore.
Gillespie has a 1-2 count, and here's the pitch. It's hit high in the air, deep into left field. Eggleston looking back, looking up, and this one leaves. Cole Gillespie with a homer, his 3rd of the season with the Skeeters, who have a 2-0 lead now in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Skeeters playing a little long ball here. Leadoff home run by Joe Benson. Now a leadoff home run here in the 4th by Gillespie.
Those 2 hits have been the only 2 blemishes for Dave Kubiak in this game. Other than that, he's retired everybody else that he's faced.
You know, we talked about earlier that his numbers look so good, except for his 4-7 record. I think we're seeing his one weakness, the long ball here. That is actually, when you look at the home runs that he has allowed this season, that now makes, that is quite a bit. Right? I gotta check these stats again. This is gonna be insane.
Anthony Jansanti at the plate took the first pitch for a ball, and this one is down low as well for ball two. It's 2-0 with the Skeeters up 2-0 on the Patriots in the bottom of the fourth.
Let's see here, not as bad as I thought. That is the 11th home run he has allowed this year.
Jansanti skies one high in the air into shallow left field. This one drifting foul and will hit the seats. Out of play, so it's 2-1 now to Anthony.
That is the most by a starting pitcher for the Patriots. A long ball, his Achilles heel, if you will.
So that's now 11 given up on the season.
Yep. So almost one at the start.
2-1 to Jansanti. That's low and in. 3 balls and 1 strike. Jansanti is the owner of the longest hitting streak in the Atlantic League this year as he pops one high in the air to shallow left center field. Racing out is the shortstop, Rodriguez. He's underneath for the catch. And that is out number 1. So Jansanti has the longest streak of 26 games.
Casilla from York is closing in, isn't he?
Casilla actually lost it last night.
Yeah.
It ended at 23 games, so he has the second longest after going 0 for 4. Travis Scott, the batter now, with 1 out and nobody on. First pitch is down low, and it's 1 ball and no strikes to Travis Scott, who squibbed out to the catcher his first time up.
Well, there's Guzman here with the Patriots a couple years ago with Camden, had the longest hitting streak of the year at 22.
Called strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Lefty batter, righty pitcher as Scott waves the bat around. And swings and misses at a low pitch there, and it's 1-2. 2-0 Skeeters, bottom of the fourth. Joe Benson a homer to lead off the first. Cole Gillespie with a homer to lead off this fourth. 1-2. That's outside to Scott. Evens it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wilfredo Rodriguez, the designated hitter for the Skeeters, on deck. Dave Kubiak still with a pretty efficient pitch count so far. Here's the pitch number 39, and that's swung on and missed by Scott. He goes down on strikes for the second out of the fourth. So Kubiak has retired 11 of the last 13 batters he has faced, but the only 2 that he didn't retire, he allowed home runs to. Here's Wilfredo Rodriguez, who lined out to the shortstop his first time in the second. Righty on righty, the windup in the first pitch from Kubiak. It's called strike on the outer edge, 0-1. Rodriguez with a 7-game hitting streak currently. One of the hottest Skeeters hitters to date. Blowing away on the fastball that time, and it's an even ball and a strike count to Wilfredo, who lined out to Alfredo his first time. It'll be confusing for the next 5 days. Swung on and missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
For us or for the listeners?
Probably the listeners. We have them right in front of us. I mean, they're wearing different jerseys, but it might be a little tougher if you're listening to radio. 1-2 is hit to the screen. We'll try to do our best, is what we're saying.
Scoreboard update. York leading New Britain 8-1 in the 8th. It is the Ducks leading 6-5 over Bridgeport, bottom of the 5th. And Bornstone and Southern Maryland game officially postponed.
1-2 swung on and missed by Wilfredo Rodriguez. He goes down on strikes, and that is the 4th strikeout for Dave Kubiak. But another home run from the Skeeters. Cole Gillespie goes deep to left center, and it's 2-0 after 4 innings at Constellation Field. Stay with us.
All right, fans, it is now time for the best five Scott in the Atlantic
Skeeters 2, Patriots nothing as we enter the 5th at Constellation Field alongside Ira Liebman. I'm Andy Humphrey. 5, 6, 7 hitters due up for the Patriots. Carlos Guzman, Yovan Gonzalez, Justin Trapp. Guzman stands in the left side of the batter's box. Mitch Talbot will deal to him, and it's inside for ball 1 to Guzman.
Imagine that 22-game hitting streak he had in 2015. He hit 337 during that streak with 7 doubles.
This one hit up the middle, off the pitcher's mound and into center field for the first Somerset Patriots base hit of the game. Guzman is the leadoff base runner in the 5th.
As much for the first no-hitter in Skeeters history.
Well, have to wait yet another game. Guzman gets it started after grounding out to second his first time up. Now he'll bring up Yovan Gonzalez, the shortstop, or excuse me, the catcher who grounded out to shortstop his first time up.
That's just the 3rd hit in the last 12 innings against Talbot.
It's really locked in.
He got a sort of a late start for the season, and you can see he is really coming into his own here.
First pitch is a called strike on the outside edge, 0-1. To Yovan Gonzalez, an all-star catcher. 321 hitter on the season. In his last 6 games, he's 8 for 21 with 3 RBIs. 0-1 pitch. Slow chopper to the left side. Pounds has to race it. Bare hand, but he can't handle it as he is unable to get a play at first base. So Gonzalez safe, Guzman safe at second, and quickly 2 base runners on with nobody out.
You would hate to have lost a no-hitter on that type of play, but we talked about the small ball earlier, Andy. You're probably going to see some of it here. First and second, nobody out. Trapp may bunt, and then we see a little sack fly type thing. And Somerset really more of a station-to-station team at this point of the season after losing some of their big bats. Let's see what they do here.
Justin Trapp will stand in. Slammed one to the 3rd baseman Pounds, who caught it on a line drive his first time up. So Trapp 0 for 1 so far. Squares around this time, but it's high and away for a ball. So Trapp looking to at least move the base runners over. Pounds was playing even with the grass at 3rd base. Now Scott will creep up as well on the edge of that grass. Middle infielder staying back. Patriots have 2 base runners on, trailing 2-0 in the top of the 5th. Trapp gets the bunt down the first base line. Talbot will field it off the mound, and he'll go to first and throw it to the second baseman Thon. So a 1-4 sacrifice hit there. And runners at second and third for the Patriots and just 1 out. Up comes Scott Kelly.
The way Talbot's pitching, do you bring the infield in, or do you think he's good enough? And he's been phenomenal that you leave the infield back. You can concede the run, you still have the lead.
Let's see what they do here. It looks like the middle infield is kind of playing halfway, but the corners are playing in on the grass.
I'm a big fan of this defense.
So it's sort of halfway. So here's Kelly, who struck out his first time up. Runners at second and third for the Patriots in the top of the 5th inning, 2-0 Skeeters. First pitch, a called strike on the outer edge. 0-1 to Kelly. Hitting just .254 this year is Kelly, but .333 in his last 7 games. He's 8 for 24 in his at-bats. 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Good pitch there from Mitch Talbot to get ahead 0-2 and make Kelly chase at it. Righty against a righty. Pounds is backing up just a bit, no longer on the edge of that grass. Scott still standing on the grass at first. Swing and a miss on the 0-2, and a big strikeout for Talbot there. His 4th of the game. They're 2 away, still with runners at second and third in the 5th.
That was a huge strikeout by Talbot, and Kelly is a guy especially as a former big leaguer, you can expose, and Talbot really pitched him well, needed a strikeout and got one.
Here's Aaron Eggleston, left fielder for the Patriots, 0 for 1 with a fly out to left. 2-0 Skeeters, top of the 5th. Guzman at third, Gonzalez at second for the Patriots. Kicking the first pitch from Talbot, a breaking ball. He's on the inside corner for a called strike to Eggleston.
Despite Eggleston's recent struggles in these situations, he has been very good, scoring position with 2 outs, hitting .364 and 22 at-bats with 11 RBIs.
.0 pitch is a chopper right back to the pitcher. Talbot comes off his mound to his left and flips to Scott. That ends the inning. So, really nice job by Mitch Talbot to get out of the jam there. Had second and third with 1 out, but escapes unscathed. We are halfway done. Skeeters lead Somerset 2-0.
Running nice and fast on the third base side over there. It's pretty close though. 1 topping left for each. Who's gonna get it? Make sure you jump on top. Build that burger. And it's gonna be the third base side. Congratulations, you're the winner of the Whataburger Burger Build. Back up to you, Shane.
Whataburger Burger Build, brought to you by Whataburger. Proud to serve Skeeters fans 24 hours a day. There you go, Boyer, Chevrolet, Skeeters, who makes it a good team. Brian Pounds.
Back at Constellation Field in Sugar Land, 2-0. The Skeeters have the lead over the Somerset Patriots. Alongside Ivor Liebman, I'm Andy Humphrey. Skeeters will bring up their 6, 7, 8 hitters to the plate. Brian Pounds leads it off. The third baseman takes a pitch outside for ball 1. He struck out his first time up. Followed by Albert Cordero and Derek Miller in the lineup for the Skeeters. Against Dave Kubiak up on the mound to start his windup and deal the 1-0. Pounds takes it again. This time it's on the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. Kubiak just 46 pitches, still pretty efficient, even though he gave up a couple of home runs to Joe Benson and Colt Gillespie earlier in this one. Pounds swings and misses at a 1-1. It's 1-2 now. Those are the only 2 base hits that Kubiak has allowed, those 2 homers. In the first by Benson and in the fourth by Gillespie. 1-2 to Pounds. Inside at the knees, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kubiak trying to get into a rhythm and work a little more quickly. Pounds now steps back into the box with a bit of an open stance from the right side. 2-2 on the way. Breaking ball, called strike 3 on the outside corner. Bit of a delayed call from Brian Page, the home plate umpire, but Pounds rung up for the second time in this game, and that is strikeout number 5 for Kubiak. Correction, number 4. And there's 1 away in the bottom of the 5th. Up steps Albert Cordero, switch hitting catcher. It is 0 for 1 with a ground out to first.
Both pitchers have made 2 mistakes, 2 hits, but the Skeeters' 2 hits are both home runs, Benson and Gillespie.
First pitch to Cordero, over the plate but low for ball 1.
Kubiak impressive, doesn't really have an overpowering fastball, but kind of reminds you a lot of Jake Hale. Throws around 88, that same height at 6'7", has good off-speed pitches.
Rocks and deals the 1-0. So it's outside the outer edge of the plate, and it's 2 balls and no strikes to Cordero. Derek Miller on deck for the Skeeters, who lead 2-0 in this bottom of the 5th.
Kubiak, a Long Island boy, too.
2-0 pitch, swung on and missed. Bit of a foul tip into the mitt from Cordero. It's 2-1. Patriots currently have the lead in the Liberty Division second half, as well as overall on the season in the Liberty Division. 2-1 is hit in the air to left, shallow left, racing over Eggleston, and this one will drop for a base hit. Cordero rounds first, but stays there, will not go to second, and he has a 1-out bloop single down that left field line.
Cordero, the switcher batting from the left side, just kind of poked at it, reached out, and just put it in the right spot.
Looked like the shortstop Rodriguez was the closest to it in the end as he raced over from his infield position. Eggleston was there as well as the third baseman Kelly, kind of that Bermuda Triangle, if you will.
They were struggling a little bit. Third baseman Scott Kelly back. Would you try to drag a bunt base in here?
Probably consider it. First pitch is down low to Derek Miller, ball 1. He grounded out to the pitcher his first time up.
He's flashing a few signs down there. We're stepping out to take a look at him. Something might be on here. Maybe even a hit and run. Big hole on the right side.
Righty versus righty. Cordero with a secondary lead as Miller takes a pitch inside, a breaking ball. And it's 2-0 now to the Skeeters left fielder. Skeeters have a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the 5th. And have a runner at first with 1 out. Kubiak is set, the 2-0. This is hit in the air, foul. This will get out of play behind the screen to the right.
Miller go the other way on that last pitch, and mentioned that big hole on the right side with Inakazi having to hold Cordero on, and now a 2-1 count with 1 out, really an ideal hit and run count. Just a 2-0 lead. Let's see if something's on here.
Cordero with not a big lead as this pitch is slammed into left field. Eggleston going back, looking up, and this one is gone. Derek Miller extends the lead to 4-0 Skeeters with a 2-run shot. It is home run number 6 on the season for Miller. He's driven in 30 runs this year with the Skeeters and doubles their lead in the bottom of the 5th.
Skeeters playing long ball here tonight. That is the 3rd home run, accounting for all 4 runs, and great way to get out of a slump for Derek Miller.
Now batting for your Skeeters, center baseman number 18, Dickie Thon.
So 4 base hits given up by Dave Kubiak, 3 of them homers. Here's Dickie Thon. First pitch is a called strike on the upper 3rd of the zone, 0-1. Vaughn 0 for 1 with a fly out to center. And of course, many know his name because of his dad, Dickie Thon. 0-1 pitch is hit in the air to left field. Eggleston racing over, this one near the line, and it will drop in fair territory and one hop the wall. Thon racing into second, and he will get there standing up with his first Skeeters base hit. And it's a double here in the bottom of the 5th.
The Skeeters 5 hits and 4 of them for extra bases. The double here by Thon and the 3 home runs.
So Thon with his first hit as a member of the Skeeters. Played earlier this year in the Cardinal system for their AA club in Springfield as pitching coach for the Somerset Patriots. Now takes a visit to the mound. That's Corey Dommel. I was mentioning Dickie Thon's dad, Dickie Thon, and you know, the current Skeeter is not a junior. He's basically Dickie Joe Thon. That's how you distinguish, kind of like George H.W. Bush, George W. Bush. But you know, his father, Dickie Thon, obviously known as a former All-Star for the Astros, and then has his career cut short with, you know, getting the fastball to the eye and, you know, a very unfortunate injury. Well, Astros fans who were watching the team last week kind of saw a similar injury to one of their players in Baltimore. probably get to that story a little bit later as Joe Benson stands in. Benson a homer and a line out to third in his game so far with a runner at second and 1 out. First pitch from Kubiak, called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. So obviously Carlos Correa went down with an injury and is out for a few weeks, about 6 weeks now, and the team called up Colin Moran from AAA Fresno to fill his spot, and Colin Moran had been up with the team before last year. And in his first game back, he had a triple and a home run in Baltimore. So a pretty nice start to his 2017 Major League season. 0-1 to Benson, swung on and missed. No balls and 2 strikes. So a good start for Colin Moran, filling in the Astros roster. But then the very next game, Moran hits a ball off his bat and then it comes straight into his eye, right underneath his left eye, and left a huge cut. And he had to be carted off the field in Baltimore after that play as Benson takes one low. It's 1-2.
It's unfortunate because of a couple of injuries, but you were starting to see that next wave of Astros, Moran, Bregman, and of course they both got hurt with their chances.
Yeah, and it's really unfortunate when you come up just 2 days after one of your infielders got injured as Benson takes a low again, 2-2. And of course it's interesting because he was hurt in a position where you're really not expecting a baseball to land a lot of the time because it's just such an awkward angle for it to come off the bat that way. 2-2, that's low, and it fills up the count to Benson. 3 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at second and 1 out in this bottom of the 5th. Skeeters up 4-0.
Especially with the helmet. I mean, it could hit the brim of the cap, it hit the side. It's so unusual for it to another inch or two get your eye right there.
Plus, Colin Moran's a left-handed batter, so he has a protector of his ear on his right side as Benson hits one on a line to left, and that will be a fair ball down the line. Dickie Thon will come in to score. Benson cruises into second base with an RBI double, his second RBI of the game, and the Skeeters have a 5-0 lead.
Benson having a great game. Between him and Talbot, so the Skeeters have really needed. So getting 2 other home runs and extra base hit.
Cole Gillespie stands in. He has a home run in this game as well, 1 for 2. So Colin Moran on the left side of his face, when he's wearing his batting helmet, he doesn't have a protector on his ear or really the left side of his face at all.
He'll do both ear flaps now.
Yeah, some players do, and you certainly might think that now he'll change over to that kind of helmet, which is used a lot in the college game, and really when you get to the professional ranks, you start to change over to the helmets that only protect one ear.
Most guys, I think, though, even if they haven't been hit, usually use the 2 ears these days. Kind of odd.
Yeah,
to see a guy with
it does.
just the one.
Maybe if you're a switch hitter or you just prefer it. As Gillespie fouls one off and throws the bat, lets go of it as it lands. I believe it landed into the screen, and he'll walk over to the backstop and pick it up. It's 0-2 to Gillespie with a runner at second.
He didn't care much for that, though.
Well, he's going to keep it.
Skeeters passing around the boot for the home runs. That thing might just keep going around all night.
I think so.
Good thing we have a 360-degree view here at Constellation Field.
There we go. So it was unfortunate for Colin Moran getting called up and then the same week having to be put on the disabled list. Kind of to bring it full circle, though, as Kubiak deals the 0-2 and Gillespie fouls it off to the right. Colin's brother, Brian Moran, started out this year in the Atlantic League for the Bridgeport Bluefish. He was a pitcher for the team, and earlier this month was signed by the Dodgers. Now is with their AA club in Tulsa. 0-2. That's low in the dirt, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Gillespie. Benson at second base after the RBI double. 3 runs in this inning for the Skeeters. They lead 5-0 over the Patriots at the bottom of the 5th. Still just 1 out. 1-2 to Gillespie. It's in tight. 2 balls and 2 strikes with Anthony Jansanti on deck.
Kubiak got a pretty low pitch count coming into this inning, but it has jumped up in a hurry. Now it's 72 pitches, 46 for strikes.
2-2 hit on the ground and through the middle for a base hit. Benson kind of stumbled as he rounded third, but he will come in to score easily as Gillespie keeps it going for the Skeeters. RBI single makes it 6-0 in the bottom of the fifth.
2 RBIs for Benson, 2 for Gillespie. That's from the top 2 spots. Combined, they are, let's see here, 4 for 6, 2 home runs, a double, and 4 RBIs and 2 runs scored.
Anthony Jansanti, the batter for the Skeeters. Shortstop is 0 for 2 with a foul out to the first baseman and a pop out to short. Gillespie at first with 1 out. The pitch is fouled off to the left, or to the right, I should say. 0-1. Well, it was an efficient night for Dave Kubiak through the first 4 innings. Only had 44 pitches, but 27 in this inning. He has 71 for the night. And there's now action in the Patriots bullpen as Jansanti skies one to the left, but it will land foul and a long way, but nowhere near fair territory, and it's 0-2 to Jansanti.
Not surprising to see him get in trouble this early. Last 5 appearances, he has gone 90 or more pitches.
If he wants to reach that threshold again, he'll have to get out of this inning. A breaking ball is swung on and missed, and Jansanti sits down on 3 pitches. And that is strikeout number 5 for Kubiak. They're now 2 away in this fifth. Here's Travis Scott, 0 for 2 with a very soft ground ball to the catcher and a strikeout. First pitch to Scott is low and away for a ball. Gillespie at first with 2 down, 5-0 Skeeters. 4 runs in this, or excuse me, 6-0 Skeeters, I should say. One-0 pitches outside. Scored 4 in this inning after getting a leadoff homer by Benson to start out the game, and a solo homer by Cole Gillespie in the 4th. 2-0 is down low in the dirt. 3 balls and no strikes to Scott. And a 2-run homer by Miller earlier in this inning. And then Dickie Thon had a double his first hit as a Skeeter. Joe Benson took his place at second, driving him in. And then Cole Gillespie drove in Benson from second as Scott fouls one off to the right. And it's now 3-1. The Skeeters really helping out Mitch Talbot now. The 3-1 pitch is driven well into center field, but a few steps to the left for Pacioli, and he has it for the final out of the inning. But it was a good one for the Skeeters. 4 runs on 5 hits and 1 man left on base. They take a 6-0 lead to the 6th inning at Constellation Field. Stay with us.
Alrighty, fans, riding out in the ballpark, you know what that means. Hey, it's time for the Deep Hard Texas sing-along. Everybody on your feet, clap your hands. Here comes the unofficial state song in Texas. Here we go.
We enter the 6th, and the Skeeters lead at 6-0 over the Somerset Patriots, with Chalbot retaking the mound at Constellation Field. We have a visitor, Ira, and it is Michael Nix, who unfortunately is going to be leaving the Skeeters, but you're going off to China and you're playing over there, and it's, what really got you to that opportunity, Will?
They went after me a little bit when I was in Mexico a couple years ago. Candace and I were getting married, and the season kind of started. We kind of went right through our date for our wedding, and just didn't really work out after that. But obviously I was pitching a little well this year, and obviously the need was there for a pitcher, a starting pitcher, and they reached out, and kind of negotiations started, and the opportunity was there. So here I am going tomorrow morning.
40 consecutive innings. That kind of put you on the radar.
I would hope so. Yeah. After 40 scoreless, you think something would happen somewhere.
Good Skeeters media relations for you there, Nix. So what do you know about the league? I know it's going to be kind of a new. You've been in Mexico a few times, and this is kind of a new venture, the Pacific Rim, for you.
It is. Realistically, the only thing I've heard is that they have a small strike zone, and it is as hot or hotter.
I think that might not be the only small thing there. You at 6'4", you might be like Godzilla over
Big
there.
Godzilla, that'd be my nickname. Actually, I had a guy. It was funny. I had a guy.
2-1 is hit by Alfredo Rodriguez, but it's right at Talbot, a big chopper, and Talbot flips it over to Scott for out number 1.
Had a blogger or somebody, a media guy from Taiwan, reach out on Facebook today and said that, I guess, a media release they're doing over there, they said something about whirlwind. I guess there's a cyclone that's really close out there, and they told me the whirlwind since it's there. I was like, well,
You're from Alabama, you know all about tornadoes and that kind of stuff.
But I was like, I guess I'll try to live up to that nickname, but
no pressure.
No pressure.
Justin Pacioli, the next batter, he went around on the pitch outside, and it is strike 1.
I wanted to talk to you too about, everybody always talks about the Atlantic League and a good opportunity and to get back, and you're the only player to be with the Skeeters in all 6 seasons, and it's got you out of here every year, either to Mexico, twice back to affiliated, now going overseas. Talk about that a little bit.
I've been blessed, that's for sure, but it really turned around for me when I got transitioned over a starter after the 12 seasons, in the middle of 13th season. Started pitching well as a starter, and I feel like there's more of a need. There's a diamond right-hander throwing low 90s. There's a dime a dozen these days as a reliever. So if you can transition that as a starter, and I can maintain low 90s, through 5, 6, 7 innings, that translates a little bit better, I think. So I think
done
that
an adequate job at that starting role, and it's been decent.
It's been decent. I mean, realistically, I've obviously had a good year this year and a couple in the past, but it's like any time. You have your roller coasters. Baseball will humble you pretty quickly over the years, especially even in 1 year. I've been, I did those 40 scoreless, and eventually it'll catch back up to me. But.
No kidding.
Swing and a miss on a 1-2 from Pacioli, and Talbot retires the first 2 batters in this 6. So I did look at the name at the team that you're joining. Now, what's the name, the full name of the team again?
It's got a sponsor in the name. I was very impressed.
Uni President 7-Eleven Lions.
The 7-Eleven part is important.
7-Eleven.
I didn't think they had 7-Elevens over there.
I don't know what they got. I think I saw a photo today of they had a Starbucks, so I'm excited about that.
For record 7-Eleven, you might be out of a job.
That's
now.
very true. But I would be there a while, so I'll take that too.
How many games in their season?
I'm not sure. They do a full season.
They start later? Or?
No, they start. I want to say they start earlier. I think they just have a longer season. It's monsoon season there, so they have.
Hence the whirlwind.
I think there's a lot of rainouts. They have every Monday off, from what I understand. I'm pretty sure they designate. Pretty sure they designate like a portion at the end of the year. Like they have the end of the regular season officially, and then they have kind of a gray area where they designate a time for makeup days. Because they're expecting.
Kind of some forward thinking.
Yeah,
right there.
they're expecting a certain amount of
Southern
rain.
Maryland and Lancaster are trying to get in that first half game.
I saw they postponed, huh?
Again, yes.
Again.
That's a tough way for a first
game
half.
That does not want to be played for some reason. The weather won't allow it.
Still joined here in the booth by Michael Nix, who's nice enough to stop by before saying goodbye. And talk about the season. I mean, it seems like I know pitchers and players always say, no, I'm doing the same thing. I'm just executing better. But has to be some kind of difference, something you tweaked or something this year?
I concentrated a little bit more this year on staying in the zone. It's kind of going from reliever to starter. There is a transition period because sometimes you come in a sticky situation, so you need to come in and have to swing and miss right off the first pitch. So that time of the experience level, I guess, as a starter, I really concentrated and wanted to concentrate on getting ahead of guys, throwing pitches in the zone earlier, eliminating walks as much as I could, and trust your stuff. Like I feel like my stuff was good enough. I just wasn't letting guys get themselves out, I guess you could say, and that's allowed me to go deeper in games, keeps my pitch counts down, and heck, go 40 scoreless and had a complete game shutout in one of those. I mean, it's working.
And if it doesn't work, you got the voice for broadcasting, so keep it up.
Oh, that's nice. It's always nice to have a backup.
There you go. 2-2 is hit on a line to the right side, and it is fair down the line. Benson gets there quickly to hold Christian Marrero to a single, and he gets a 2-out base hit in the top of the sixth with the Skeeters up 6-0 in this one over the Patriots.
What are your best Skeeters memories over 6 seasons?
You know, you can't beat last year to win.
It's tough.
Very tough. I mean, we've been here since 12, and we've been trying to get that win.
Yep.
So finally getting that is probably way up there on there. But, you know, the things here and there, like being able to play with Roger Clemens.
That's true. Forgot about that.
Having that whirlwind, we're around for that circus.
Yep.
That came with that. Park was crazy. We had camera crews everywhere.
Casimir that same year.
Casimir was, he was a great experience. Tracy McGrady and the NBA.
You were here in
TV
the first half when McGrady was here, correct?
Yep. So yeah, there's a lot of cool things involved, and obviously the teammates that have been here, the ones that are around a couple years, those relationships you build. Those are things you'll keep around for the rest of your life.
This hit in the air to the right side and foul ground. Travis Scott underneath, and Michael Nix's roommate on the road makes the catch in foul ground for the third out of the inning. No runs a hit and a man left. Well, Michael, we will certainly miss you, and we hope that you come back and visit when the season is over. And once again, congratulations on the opportunity out there. So the Skeeters take a 6-0 lead to the bottom of the sixth. We'll be right back on SB Nation 1560.
It is now time for some audience participation with the Eye Drop, brought to you by Man Eye Institute. Justice down on the field with our details. Justice, all you.
All right, fans, you heard the man. He said audience participation. That means get up on your feet. Up in the suites, we have 2 big inflatable eyeballs. On my call, they're going to drop from the suites, and it's a race to home. The third base side versus the first base side. All righty, 3, 2, 1, drop them. You want to hit the ball towards home, don't hold it up. There you go. You got it third base side all the way to home. Pretty close right now. Looks like first base might be a little bit ahead. There's still time though. Let's see, all the way, and it looks like we're going to have to call the first base side our winner side. They made it there first. You're the winner of the Eye Drop, brought to you by Man Eye Institute. Back up to you, Shane.
Sherwood's Man Eye Institute's unwavering commitment to personalized patient care and pain search expertise and outstanding results. Has better than a reputation for excellence. Visit maneye.com. All right, fans, we're going to be giving away some raising cakes this half inning. If we get 3 foul balls, everybody in the house is going to be a winner. So raising cakes, hang tight. Keep count with us. Taking off ball here, Sugar Lane Skeeters designated hitter tonight with Freddie Rodriguez.
We enter the bottom of the sixth. The Skeeters have a 6-0 lead. First pitch to Wilfredo Rodriguez is skied into center, and that is caught in there by Pacioli. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Dave Kubiak, who's still out on the mound after that rough fifth where he gave up 4 runs on 5 hits. Now finds himself behind 6-0.
We're talking about this tough time of the day here at Constellation Field at twilight. So Justin Trepp, the second baseman, actually point the ball out to Pacioli. I think lost it initially.
Yeah, it's about that time where the clouds kind of mix in with the color of the sky, and it's tough to pick out the baseball. First pitch to the next batter, Brian Pounds, is outside on a breaking ball. 1-0 to Pounds, who has struck out twice in this game so far. 1-0 to Pounds. Swung on and missed. Another breaking ball, and Pounds unable to catch up to it. It's 1-1 now to the Skeeters third baseman. Skeeters out hitting the Patriots 7-3, outscoring them 6-0. No errors in this game so far. Skeeters have left just one man on base, and the Patriots have left 4. 1-1. It's on the outside corner. A fastball there from Kubiak. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Pounds with Albert Cordero on deck. There was action in the bullpen for the Patriots when Kubiak was in trouble in the 5th, but right now nobody warming up as Pounds takes one low, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Meanwhile, there is a man getting loose in the Skeeters bullpen. Looks like a right-hander out there. Righty versus righty as Kubiak deals the 2-2. Pounds takes it low in the dirt. Fills up the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, base is empty.
Trey Haley to get loose in the Skeeters pen.
You know, the time at which he is warming up makes you suggest that he might come in for the 7th, but I don't know why you would keep out Talbot the way that he's been pitching as Pounds swings and misses. That is the 3rd strikeout of Pounds on the night, and strikeout number 6 for Kubiak, 2 away in the bottom of the 6th.
You bring up an interesting point, Andy. I think as a manager you can get into the habit of, well, I'm going to just keep him out there until he can't pitch anymore. But then you get pounded in that 1 inning too long, and then you let up 4 runs, and your 7 shutout innings suddenly looks at 8 innings allowing 4 runs. And it's always good to kind of leave a guy on a high note, especially when Talbot is pitched. You know, maybe if this is a 2-0 game, you leave him in longer, but in a 6 shutout innings, you have a 6-0 lead, turn it over to your bullpen, and really a good night.
That's certainly the way that you can think about it, and Cordero takes the first pitch inside. Now the next one is hit to the other way, and a jump throw by the 3rd baseman, Kelly, and safe is the call as the throw appeared to take Minikazi off the bag. That was the signal from the first base umpire, Brad Parker. And safe at first is Cordero on what I think should be an infield single.
I don't know how Minikazi came off the bag. It looked like he scooped it while he was still on the bag. I'm really surprised he was called safe there. It was a great throw by Kelly, a little bit off balance, but he threw it softly so he'd get it on target.
Yeah, really nice play over at 3rd by Kelly. And it was a bit of an awkward scoop. Maybe it took a last-second spin that Minikazi had to readjust for, and that took his foot off the bag. Here's the first pitch to Miller, and Derek Miller takes it high for a ball. So Trey Haley warming in the pen, and you know, it might be a good idea as well to keep Talbot out there when you know that you really don't need to keep him in the game that long with such a big lead as Miller swings and misses to make it 1-1. And certainly the way that the starting rotation is set up at the moment, you want to make sure that your starters are fresh and not overextending themselves in games where they do not need to be overextended. 1-1. Breaking ball is slammed down the line and left. That's fair, and it will go to the corner. Rounding second and going to 3rd is Cordero, and he'll be waved around by Gary Gaetti. Throw comes in from left field. The relay throw home is not in time. As Cordero scores from first base, Miller with an RBI double. It's 7-0 Skeeters in the 6th.
That was a good job by Gary Gaetti waving around Cordero. You think catcher doesn't run that well, but really the relay was not great. Cordero got in there pretty easily.
So Kubiak retires the first 2 batters of the inning, then an infield single and an RBI double by Derek Miller, who now has driven in 3 runs on the night after his 2-run shot in the last inning. Here's Dickie Thon. First pitch is a called strike on the outer edge, 0-1. Thon 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored in the 5th. His first hit is a Skeeter. Went 0 for 7 in a couple of games on the road trip as he takes a pitch on the outer corner again.
We were talking about his dad earlier. 82, he had kind of a breakout year at 10 triples, and then really had his best year as an all-star in 83. He had 20 home runs and only hit 3 home runs the year before, and the only 3 home runs he ever hit. 79 RBIs, hitting 286, and then that following year in 84 he got hit in the eye. But I think a lot of people kind of think that his career ended shortly after that. He actually played a decade after getting hit in the eye. He played with Houston really from 84 till 87 after that. Then with the Padres in 88, the Phillies from 88 to 91, and then back in Texas with the Rangers in 92, and finished with the Brewers in 93.
1-2 is swung on and missed by his son, Dickie Joe Thon, and that will end the inning. But the Skeeters tack on another 1 run on 2 hits and a man left on base. Through 6 innings of play, the Skeeters have opened up a 7-0 lead over the Patriots.
Alrighty, fans, it's now time for the Soul of Base Race, brought to you by Texas Mattress Makers. Chesky down the right field line with a nice little feed. Just take it away.
Thanks, Shane. As I'm not here with Jacob, he's ready to take on the Texas Mattress Makers Soul of Base Race. All right, Jacob, there's a base all the way out there in right field. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to go out and steal it and bring it back to me. Ready? Let's put the countdown on the board, please. 3, 2, 1, go! And he is off running nice and fast. All the way out there, pick it up and bring it back to me. All right, he's got the base, about 20 seconds to go. Cheer him on, fans. 15 seconds, you got it. Oh, with plenty of time to spare, you're going to be the winner of the Soul Base Race, brought to you by Texas Mattress Makers. Back up to you, Shane.
Texas Mattress Makers, check out their back to school sale. What's going on now? Grab a full or twin extra large set. Just over $200. Get the details at TexasMattressMakers.com. Trying to build the sex cross sponsor Deacon Suck. I'm Deacon, the former professional baseball player, Skeeters special manager Deacon Jones. Deacon Suck got traded up to the Skeeters.
Good night for the Skeeters so far. They have a 7-0 lead entering the 7th inning. And a good night for Mitch Talbot as well. 6 scoreless innings, 3 hits, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. And he will make way for the bullpen now as Trey Haley comes in for your Sugar Land Skeeters. Haley a 1-1 record, a 2.56 ERA in 32 games, 31 2/3 innings pitched, 29 hits, 21 walks, 26 strikeouts. League hitting .252 against Trey Haley, who comes in at 6'4", 215, the native of Nacogdoches, Texas. And now comes on to try and finish this out for the Skeeters. And to finish it out here on the broadcast, here is the voice of the Skeeters, Ira Liebman. Ira.
Thanks, Andy. Thank you very much. Good partner. Turns a 1-0 lead into a 7-0 Skeeters lead. So well done, sir.
You did all the work yesterday.
Sure. Good call. Well, Haley will face 2 All-Stars to start. Carlos Guzman, Jovan Gonzalez, and then the second baseman, Justin Trapp. Remember, fireworks after tonight's game. And we got really, which I like coming up here, is the desk weight championship ring desk weight. It's going to be on this homestand, and it will be in tomorrow's game. 2,000 fans received the replica ring desk weight courtesy of Memorial Hermann. Got an early view of it. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, there we go. You got one here.
Oh, yeah.
One here in the booth.
Can't quite see it on radio as well.
I don't think that's, you know, it's a little too big to wear on your finger, I would say.
Possible.
Yeah.
Unless you have a really giant hand.
That's like something you can wear on your wrist.
That's a good one for the future. Wrist championship wristwatch.
There you go.
Now Haley will take over here.
Pretty soon we're going to have championship belts.
Oh, see, there's a good one. Texas buckle.
The Astros are doing now.
Really? What are they doing?
Well, the player, Josh Reddick, who's a big wrestling fan, joined the team this year.
WWF belt?
Yeah,
style?
it has the wrestling style championship belt. It's got the Astros logo on it.
I was in New Orleans a couple of years ago. I guess there was a big WWF event in town that same weekend. Everybody was walking around with the championship belts like they had won the championship themselves.
Yeah, well, Reddick has one for his own that has the Astros logo, and then he has 2 others.
On his low 1-1 here on Guzman.
They get passed along around the team for the player of the game and the pitcher of the game for each match day. So you win the belt. You have a nice game at the plate.
It'd be great if the broadcaster got to pick that, then they had to kind of follow suit again on the post-game show. Big swing and a miss here by Guzman. Haley has that terrific fastball. Pretty good crowd on hand here on the first game of the homestand. A Friday night fireworks, 5,579 in the house. The 1-2 coming here from the Skeeters right-hander. They set up inside here on Carlos Guzman. This one in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Skeeters 7 runs on 9 hits. No runs on just 3 here for the Patriots. Skeeters have been powered by 3 home runs and 5 extra base hits. Excuse me, 6 extra base hits. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count here on the All-Star designated hitter. This one is poked out into left field. That's going to hang up for Derek Miller, who seems to be doing everything right here tonight. The liner comes down in the mitt of the left fielder. 1 out, none on here for the second straight All-Star, Yovan Gonzalez. Just have a catcher. Doesn't have a lot of power, but a catcher hits .321 is a valuable weapon to have. 3 home runs, 22 RBIs. It's also 1 for 2 here tonight. The Skeeters are leading 7-0 here in the 7th. He has grounded at the short and an infield single. Accepts the right-hander hitting backstop against the righty and Texas Nacogdoches native Trey Haley. Fastball low it in. 94 on the gun for Haley. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Gonzalez, open stance from the right side, rests the bat on his shoulder until the pitch is about to come to him. Kind of taps it off that back shoulder. The 1-0, swung and missed. Another good fastball by Haley, and again, near mid-90s at 94. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 7-0, Skeeters leading here in the top of the 7th. Haley from the stretch with nobody on. The 1-1 here to Gonzalez. Check swing, but a strike on the outside corner, says home plate umpire Brian Page. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Whipping up a little bit here, blowing out towards left center, hence all those home runs of Gary. I wonder what kind of park this would be if the wind would consistently blow in from right center. The 1-2 from the right-hander. This one low and away. Nice play by Cordero to his right. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. I would love to see what Haley could become if he could harness a little more control. Even when he will get a guy out, it'll be like this 4, 5, 6 pitches throughout his career. The only thing that's really plagued him is a little bit of control. His strikeout to walk ratio about 1-to-1. The 2-2. This one on the outside corner, strike 3. There's some control. 93 miles an hour, paints the outside black, and 2 down and none on here for Justin Trapp. Escape for Haley.
Yeah, really good job by placing there, and it's the outside strike call. And over the last few games, he has really helped that strikeout to walk ratio a bit. For most of the year, he had slightly more walks than strikeouts, but came into this game with 21 walks and 26 Ks, and now has his 27th punch out of the season. So starting to improve that number just a bit, and it kind of takes time to get that to where you want it to be.
First pitch here is swung and fouled off to the right side. 0-1 on Trappin. Really could have closers stop it if you can harness a little more control. Haley looking for a 1-2-3 inning. And again, in Bridgeport, Long Island, seesaw battle is now Bridgeport in front 7-6. This one a slow roller foul at the third base line. New York officially wins. They win 8-1 over the Bees. Mentioned that deciding first half game between the Barnstormers and Southern Maryland, that has officially been rained down and postponed. Makeup date as of yet. Skeeters here in the 7th are leading 7-0 over the Patriots. They're just 5-8 coming into tonight's action against Somerset this year. They've not fared well in their history against Somerset. 55-79 overall. This one swung and a missed, strike 3. Nearly a 1-2-3 inning. 7th inning stretch time. Get your peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I do care if you never come back. Skeeters up 7-0 here in the 7th.
Ladies and gentlemen, middle of the 7th. You know what that means? 7th inning stretch time. The buddy of buddy people will take me out to the ball game and leave us in that classic condition. Let's say we bring out our leader, our man. Take it away.
All right, Skeeters fans, you're ready for the 7th inning stretch. Championship back. Are you guys ready? There we go. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, so just root for the Skeeters. If they don't win, it's a shame. Sing it with me, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Let's go, Skeeters! Alex Goen is the new hurler for the Patriots here.
Yeah, Guian 3-1 with a 5.09 ERA in 23 games, 35 and a third innings pitched, 33 hits, 12 walks, 27 strikeouts. Lee getting 258 against Guian, who has struggled as of late in long relief for these Patriots. He has allowed 12 runs in his last 7 2/3 innings pitched over a span of 6 games. Man was undrafted out of University of Hartford and debuted professionally in the Can-Am League, and now finds himself with the Patriots after spending a bit of time with the Diamondback system. He comes on for Dave Kubiak, the starter, who finishes after 6 innings and allows 7 runs on 9 hits.
I'll be the top of the order here for the Skeeters in the bottom of the 7th. They're up 7-0. It'll be Joe Benson, Cole Gillespie, and Anthony Jancenti. Benson and Gillespie having great nights. Benson led off the game with a home run, gave the Skeeters a 1-0 lead in the first batter of the game. For Sugarland, they have not looked back. Also doubled and drove in a run. He's also scored 2, so 2 for 3, 2 runs scored. 2 RBIs, the double and the home run. First pitch here by Goen, a strike. 0-1 the count. A West Orange, New Jersey native, pitching for his home state here in New Jersey with Somerset. This one is low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Benson came in at 240, and that average will go up now. 5 home runs and 24 RBIs. They set up away the 1-1 here from the right-hander. This one is a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Owen stands in there and just 5'11", 205. We'll go outside again. The 1-2 to Benson. Swung and fouled down the right side. Count will remain 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Skeeters 7 runs on 9 hits. The Patriots no runs on just 3. Owen, a 25-year-old. In his career in the Can-Am League. Rockland for 2 years. Last year with Rockland, Missoula, and Hillsborough. This one is a little bit low. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count here on Benson. Here's a Hillsborough, New Jersey, but this is in Oregon.
Yep, that's a suburb of Portland in the Northwest League.
Ever been to Portland?
That was there last year.
That's right.
Worked up there in Oregon. Not too far away with Salem.
This one looked to be 3 or 4 inches outside, called strike 3, and Benson not happy, discussing it with home plate umpire Brian Page as he has both palms up and still talking as he walks back to the bench. Bad break for Benson and the Skeeters there.
Yeah, and it's been kind of an outside strike zone tonight, so the Skeeters hitters have had to adjust to that. With home plate umpire Brian Page giving the outside strike a little more often than the inside one.
So 1 out, none out for Cole Gillespie, also having a good night. He's also 2 for 3 with a home run and a single, 2 RBIs and a run scored. By the time he made out, the bullet to center fielder Justin Pacioli as he tries to check his swing there, but goes around for a strike, 0-1. Owen did not start off his college career very well. He was 0 for 8, or 0-8 in his first 2 seasons in Hartford while playing in the America East. This one is low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Skeeters leading 7-0 here in the bottom of the 7th. And overall in his career, and Hartford just 3-12 with a 5.28 ERA and 9 saves. Lincoln closer his senior season, 1-2, a 2.74 ERA and 9 saves after beginning his career as a starter. It's a little blooper behind second, but is the second baseman Justin Trapp on the outfield grass, who brings down the humpback line drive for the second out.
Well, I have a bit of an update for you in the Lancaster, Southern Maryland. This is a tiebreak game. That game will not be made up until August 14th.
Oh, no kidding. So they got to wait yet another month to decide the first half.
Well, this will be about, I mean, this month's almost over, so it's about 2 weeks, but yeah, that has got to be killer. Yeah, you wait more than a month to try and close out the first half. Or 3 weeks, excuse me, and then you have to wait another 2. It's just killer.
But if you want to look at the half full approach to that, the loser of that game has a chance to win the division less than a month later.
Right. But of course, you don't know. Even further on into the second half of the season, you just don't know.
It's just nuts. And if the same team wins both halves, the team that loses that game could win the wild card.
There you go.
Might be interesting. It could decide both halves when you think about it. 2 balls and no strikes to count here to Jan Sant. He was 0 for 3. This one fouled off to the right side. Anthony has fouled out, popped out, and struck out. Skeeters are leading 7-0 here in the bottom of the 7th. It has been all Sugarland. Skeeters scored a run in the 1st, a run in the 4th, 4 in the 5th, and 1 in the 6th. Going will kick and deal the 2-1. This one is outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, none on. Again, the Skeeters leading 7-0 here in the bottom of the 7th. Dan Santi, Connecticut native. And will set up away, and the 3-1 is a fastball strike on the outside corner. That will run the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes here on Anthony. A member of the Cubs organization quite a long time. Even as he left the U, Epstein gave him his blessing and good luck as kind of a new regime was taking shape. So on a little bloop into center field. Will it hang up? Yes, unfortunately. Nice play by the charging center fielder Pacioli. That'll do it. Skeeters go 1, 2, 3. We are through 7. And the Skeeters are up 7-0. music going on after tonight's game, and that is up at the Insperity Club. And after the fireworks, we'll get a little bit of music from Matt Deaton, who is really terrific. But on Sunday, we have some more, tomorrow we have some more music. If you like Texas country music, you want to be here at Constellation Field. Getting way ahead of myself. August 19th, 6:05. Stay late after the game for the live post-game concert. Mickey and the Motor Cars is part of the Skeeters post-game concert series, sponsored by Bud Light. To get your tickets, call 281-240-HITS or log on to SugarlandSkeeters.com. Again, August 19th.
You seem very excited for that. You thought it was tomorrow.
Excited. I got way too excited.
I know how much you love Texas country music.
Oh, do I? Back-to-back nights of music of any sort. Certainly my thing.
Yeah, August 19th on that one. And it's always fun to have these post-game concerts. And, of course, playing over at the Bud Light Ice House. It's been a great.
Getting to go on the field if you're a fan to watch these concerts. Also nice. And as Kelly swings through this one, strike one, 0-1. Kelly has struck out each of the 2 times he has batted. It'll be Kelly, Eggleston, and then Rodriguez. 8-9-1 here with the Patriots, who are trailing 7-0 here in the top of the 8th. They set up outside. The 0-1 by Haley. This one is hit down the right field line. This could be trouble. Long run for Benson. Foul. Stays in the field to play, and then bounces into the stands. No balls and 2 strikes here on Scott Kelly, who came in at 254 with a home run and 26 RBIs. 7 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Skeeters. No runs, just a trio of hits, a smattering, if you will, and no errors for the Patriots. The 0-2 here from Haley. This one, did that get a piece of Haley's brim of his helmet? I think it did. Wow, did he get lucky? Talked earlier about Astros getting hit in the eye. Man, that was close.
Yeah, that was. It just skimmed off of the top of his helmet there, and man, that is one of the scariest feelings a baseball player can have. A big fastball. I don't know if I saw the speed on that on the radar there, but that's always frightening.
I was just about to say, Haley, if you could just harness that control and get a guy on 3 or 4 pitches, but once again 0-2, and he winds up hitting the batter here, Kelly. He's got speed. Don't know that he'll go down 7-0. Sometimes a hitter will get a little bit of revenge after getting it. Having a great year on the base paths. Not percentage-wise, he has stolen 23, but he's been caught 12 times. And take those 12 caught stealings out of the mix, and the rest of the team has only been caught 18 times. They have 122 steals total. This one high and tight, 2-0, and his control continues to be a little erratic. Nobody throwing yet in the Skeeters pen. Might change quickly here. Should number 9 hitter Aaron Eggleston reach. The 2-0 here from the Skeeters right-hander Trey Haley. This one down the middle for a strike. 2-1. Let's use the worst example, Steve Delkowski, who is said to have thrown 120 miles an hour, maybe had the worst control in Major League Baseball history. He was the real guy that Nick LaLucia, Bull Durham, was actually based off of, and throw to first almost gets Kelly. And it's the guy who walked 218 guys in one season and struck out 218 guys in a season. But when they finally tried to get his control straightened out, he had so much movement on the ball, as does Haley. They told him to just throw it down the middle, the movement would take care of it, so it wouldn't be just a meatball down the middle. And I think Haley could do the same thing. This one lifted at the short left, charging it is Miller, and catches up with it. And that'll be out number 1, 1 on and 1 out here. Let's go back to the top of the order with Alfredo Rodriguez. The guy has tried to be a little bit too fine, and when you have the velocity that Haley has, I think he's got to trust that somewhere.
He certainly has electric stuff, and sometimes when it's really working for you, and it has worked for Haley this year, you may sometimes try to overdo it. And when you have a bad outing, you try to make too many adjustments. But for the most part, you kind of have to keep doing what you're doing because it's been working for most of the year. And Haley, even though that his walks have been pretty high, his ERA has still been pretty low.
This one is strike at the knees. 0-1 the count to Alfredo Rodriguez, who is grounded at the third. Fly to center, grounded back to Talbot last time out. A great outing by Talbot. That is now 14 scoreless innings by Mitch Talbot over the last 2 starts. 8 scoreless last time out, 6 scoreless this time out. This one in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Again, the Skeeters up 7-0 here in the top half of the 8th. This is the guy that you watched growing up. Great stuff, just too wild. And one of those guys say only if he could have controlled it a little bit more.
I mean, professionally?
Yes.
I couldn't really pinpoint one guy for the most part.
Want to slow roll it to the left side. Only have play at first, and now over the head of Travis Scott. Oh, an error on the third baseman Pounds, and that will put Kelly down at third. A 2-base error will put Rodriguez on at second. And sometimes when you have too much time, that's what winds up happening. That'll be the first error of the game for either team. And now good Pounds has been at third. Right there, the easiest play of the night over the head of Travis Scott. Travis jumped as high as he could, got a piece of it, but couldn't haul it in.
Yeah, tough there from Pounds. And you know, you kind of get a little lackadaisical, as you mentioned, when the play gets a little bit easier. It was hit right to him, and took a little bit of time to get it out of his glove. Had plenty of time to make the throw, and just kind of sailed it.
And also, you know, they always talk about a pitcher who, like Talbot, who throws very quickly and keeps a defense in tune. Well, Haley is kind of erratic all over the place and kind of puts fielders on their heels at times. 1 out, runners on second and third. Spoil the shutout here with the Skeeters. They're up 7-0. Go on, a fastball strike on the inside corner. 0-1 the count. Tomorrow, Skeeters will send out Jake Hale. A great year, 6-3, a 2.60 ERA against right-handed Connor Root. He was 0-1 with a 3.62 ERA. The 0-1. This one just misses a little low. Good off-speed pitch there by Haley. 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out, now 2 on. Was on second and third again. Kelly was hit by a pitch down at third. Rodriguez on at second with the error. Really, think about it, really should be out of this inning with a 1-2-3. Here's ahead Kelly 0-2, and this one is grounded towards short. Skeeters will concede the run here. The throw to first by Jan Santi. 6-3 on the put-out, but coming down to score is Kelly. And it is now a 7-1 game. Skeeters still in front by 6. Also going down to third is Rodriguez.
Of course, it's unearned to Haley as well, as that would have been the third out of the inning.
So 2 outs, 1 in, 1 on. I'll bring in Marrero. He has struck out, walked, and singled. Jim Marrero, the left-handed hitting Florida native. They're going to set up inside. The first pitch here from Haley. This one is a fastball strike on the inside corner, 92 miles an hour, 0-1. Marrero came in .330 with 3 home runs and 21 RBI. A run in here and spoiled the Skeeters shutout. They're still up 7-1 here in the top of the 8th. This one is a little bit high. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Didn't miss by much. Good location there by Haley. Just couldn't get the call. Jansanthi at short is behind it just slightly to the left of second. The right-handed, excuse me, with the left-handed hitter up. Check swing. Gotta think he went there. Will they appeal? Oh, wow. 2-1. Do you think he went there? Let's see how he held
He may have held it up, and it's kind of tough when, you know, he turns his shoulders but keeps the bat back. But I think he held up there.
2 balls in 1 strike to count here to Marrero. Haley looks in for the sign from Cordero. Albert will set up outside. The 2-1. Swung in back into the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 on, 1 in. Skeeters leading by 6, 7-1 here in the top of the 8th. Relieving along with Andy Humphrey. Marrero slowly steps back into the box. Wynn picking up some more out towards left center. Long look in here by Haley, and finally Marrero had enough. As for timeout, it was granted. Steps out. This is the pace I talk about with Haley's. Sometimes a little over the place in the strike zone, not a persistent, consistent delivery as far as timing. Swung on a miss here. That one darted low and away. Great pitch by Haley, and that will do it. But Somerset gets on the board, spoils the Skeeters shutout. They get 1 run, no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. Middle of the 8th, Skeeters still up by half a dozen. 7-1 here over Somerset.
Wall Street is correct. That's 1 to Hannah. All right, second question. How long does it take for the Earth to spin once on its axis? Jennifer? 1 year is incorrect. Hannah, do you know? The correct answer is 1 day or 24 hours per day. All right, so the final question. In 1993, which sport did Michael Jordan give up basketball for? Jennifer, do you know? Baseball is correct. Well, you both answered one question right, so we're going to call this one a tie. We're going to send it back up to you, Shane.
Hi, ring the bell. Question by Belhaven University. Get your degree at Belhaven University, Houston. The 40 classes come out of we do this. Bachelor of Management program starts to apply now at houston.belhaven.edu.
The bottom of the 8th, and before we can get started here, Alex Goin examined here. I don't know what is going on here. It looks like he's going to leave after some warm-up pitches. Wow. Looks like we're going to get a new pitcher, so as we come in, looks like we're going to have to go back out. Did you see what happened there?
I did not, and it's very odd there. And, you know, Goin, who had 1 inning, a 1-2-3 7th, 15 pitches, all of a sudden, something tightened up or something didn't feel right. And I'm not sure what it was. He seemed to be working out his throwing arm, so it must be something there. Maybe an elbow or shoulder, but not sure.
So we'll step aside, find out who the new pitcher is. He's going to have as much time to warm up as he needs. Skins are up 7-1. They will try to add to that in the bottom of the 8th. We'll return here in just a moment.
So after Alex Goen leaves the game after an apparent injury during his warm-up tosses, in comes the left-hander Justin Wright. Wright for the Patriots this year is 3-1 with a 3.66 ERA and 31 relief appearances. 32 innings pitched, 35 hits, 8 walks, 24 strikeouts. League hitting .280 against Wright, one of four lefties on this staff, the Chesterfield, Virginia native.
That'll be the meat of the order for the Skeeters, who are up 7-1 here in the bottom of the eighth. It'll be Travis Scott, Alfredo Rodriguez, and Brian Pounds against the southpaw Wright. First pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Wright, not a big guy, just 5'9", but he had an unbelievable high school career, and to start with his junior year, he went 8-1 with 115 Ks in 67 2/3 and had a 103 ERA. Was named an all-district, all-area, and all-examiner player of the year. Also tossed 2 no-hitters, batting .389. And if you think that was good, his senior year at Forest Park High School was even better. As the 1-1 is fouled back 1-2. Was named the district regional and all-area player of the year following a senior season where he went 11-0 with 2 saves, 95 Ks in 73 innings, and get this, an ERA of .84. Also batted .349 as a first baseman / outfielder. Not too shabby high school career. But Swan, a missed strike 3. Pretty good left-handed pitcher as well. Was drafted in the 4th round in 2010 at Virginia Tech by the Cardinals. Strikes out Scott here. 1 out, none off for Alfredo Rodriguez, who is a rare 0 for 3. His last chance to extend his hitting streak here in 8 games. Number 9 will step in. He has lined out, struck out, and flied out. Went 8-5 with a .393 ERA in 2010 in his junior year at Virginia Tech. This one, a slow roller, third base side, and barehanding it is Kelly. He'll fire it to first, and for some reason, Nakazi was not even on first base. He might have had him. Nakazi grabbed the ball, but he was 2 steps in front of the bag.
Well, that was a tough play by Kelly, and maybe the throw took him off a bit, and he had to try and apply the swipe tag. And it looks like Alfredo Rodriguez made a bid for that last hit there, and looks like he'll get it.
8 straight.
And here comes a pinch hitter.
And it's going to be Santiago Nessie who will bat here. Let's see, a bat for Pounds, who struck out all 3 times up. One of the 3 Skeeters catchers. I think his first at bat here. Why not? Skeeters up 7-0. Excuse me, 7-1 here in the bottom of the 8th. They need 3 outs for a victory. So we get him in at bat. First pitch here. This one, a strike on the outside corner. I wonder if he will go into catching. Cordero will play third, or if he will play third. Catchers can play third. Cordero does a decent job. Nessie has never played third in a Skeeters uniform, so I do not know if he's capable of that. This one down the middle for a strike, and 0-2 here on Santiago.
Yeah, that's probably the play here. Move Cordero over to third. Cordero's played almost everywhere. He's played in the outfield too. Isn't that right?
Over in outfield. First base. I don't think he played outfield yet this year. All right. He's certainly familiar playing here in Texas. Been in the Texas League the last 2 years for Springfield and AA Wow with the Cardinals organization. Perhaps he met Homer Simpson. The 0-2. This one's Swan and hit to the second baseman. Looks like it's going to be a double play. The line drive. Justin Trapp finally gets that trap as he traps Alfredo Rodriguez, turns it into a 4-3 in DP, and that will do it. But the Skeeters are 3 defensive out from a win. They are up by 6, 7-1. We'll see if the Skeeters can finish it off when we come back here in the top of the ninth.
Shane, yes, I think we're all set up, ready to go down here tonight. We have Quinn and Nick versus Mario and Zach. All right, my contestants on the far end are going to crawl through that tube. Once they crawl through the tube, they're going to come over and tag their teammate. Once their teammate gets tagged, they're going to put their head on the back, bat on the ground, spin around 5 times, get nice and dizzy. Once they do that, they're going to jump on the hoppy ball and race back to Sarah at the starting line. All righty, are we ready? Get set, go! All right, looks like one team might be stuck in the tube. Who's going to go out first? The far team, tag your teammate. All right, spin around, get nice and dizzy, keep going. All right, jump on that hoppy ball all the way to Sarah. Oh, the team closest to me might win, let's see. Gotta take that ball with you. It's gonna be close, but it's gonna be the team closest to me. Congratulations, you are the winner of a free visit to Majes Kids and Ninja Adventures. Back up to you, Shane.
Majes Kids and Ninja Adventure, and you won't have to leave anyone at home because they make fun available for the whole family. The price is by the visit, not by the hour. Take your kids of all ages to Majes Kids and Ninja Adventure. Learn more at MajesKids.com. Keep it to substitutions for your Skeeters. Quick irrigation 3 out of Cordero. And for catching 29, Skeeters Nessie. This all bullpen brought to you by Texas Red Auto. Texas Red, they want you to sell your grinder. You want them out there. You know the details on the web. TexasRedAuto.com. For exclusive 38.
Third pitcher on the night for the Skeeters in this top of the ninth is Felipe Paulino, who rejoins the Skeeters after spending some time in the Mexican League. And he started out his season with the Skeeters this year, worked to a 2-1 record with a 2.25 ERA and 16 innings pitched. Gave up 10 hits, 8 walks, 17 strikeouts, also had 6 saves and 6 opportunities.
Now Paulino's first pitch swung and missed here. To the order, Mark Vinacazzi, Carlos Guzman, and Yovan Gonzalez, but Somerset is down 7-1 here in the ninth. The last game that Paulino pitched for the Skeeters was back on May 21st. He picked up a win in a 6-5 victory against York. 1 perfect inning and struck out 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to count here. The former big leaguer Paulino spent time here at the Astros in 2007 through 2010. With the Rockies, the Royals, and the White Sox, most recently in 2014. Swung and missed, just a high fastball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. 91 on the gun for Paulino. No, still the Skeeters save leader this season. On his time in Mexico this year, 3-2 with a high 7.01 ERA and 6 saves. The 1-2 from the Skeeters right-hander. Swung and chopped foul off of third. There remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Paulino in the big leagues, parts of 6 seasons, 13 and 34. 5.22 ERA in the minors, 30 and 41 with a 4.55 ERA, and playing abroad, including Japan and Venezuela, 5 and 15 with a 5.21 ERA. The 1-2. Swung and grounded slowly towards third. Cordero gets his first chance here. Toss across in time. 5-3 in the putout. By the way, Santiago Nessie went into catch, and Cordero goes to third. Unbelievable. You come out from behind catching, and the very first ball hit comes right to you. He seems to find it. 1 out, none off for the left-hand hitting all-star DH Carlos Guzman. Paulino overall in his career, majors, minors, and foreign baseball, 50 and 91. A 4.83 ERA and 14 saves. First pitch to the left-hander hitting Guzman from the right-hander Paulino is right down the middle for a strike, 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to count here. Guzman came into 253, 3 home runs, 40 RBIs. Skeeters are leading 7-1 here in the top of the ninth. They close at a Game 1 win, and excuse me, check swing almost went down the left field line for a double. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Paulino last year played for the Cebu Lions, was 0-6 with a 4.70 ERA. Going to be fun and really just an overall new experience. Michael Nix is going to see what that's like, going to another country and really another continent. This one on the inside corner, strike three. Guzman ducked back the knees, but catches the inside corner for strike three. And the Skeeters are 1 out away from a 7-1 win. That is 4 straight retired by Skeeters pitching as Paulino tries to finish it off here. Jovan Gonzalez, the all-star catcher. The only thing standing between Paulino, the Skeeters, and a victory. First pitch by Felipe, a fastball strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike to count. The hardest pitch Paulino has thrown at 93. Gonzalez has grounded out at an infield single and struck out. He is 1 for 3 officially. This one swung on and lifted to left. This should do it. Derek Miller's had a great game. Well, record the final out, and that's the game. As Paulino has a 1-2-3 inning in his return, finishes it off with the Skeeters, and Sugar Land gets a Game 1 7-1 victory. 7 runs, 10 hits, and 1 error for Sugar Land. 1 run, just 3 hits for the Patriots. They did not commit an error. We will take a break. We'll come back. Andy Humphrey will have our player of the game. We'll give you the final numbers, highlights, and preview tomorrow's Game 2 matchup of this 6-game set. All that and more when we return on the Skeeters post-game show in a moment.